Hey everyone, and welcome to the All Elite Zone podcast on YouTube and Twitch. I am here for our AEW Rampage live reaction. Uh, might just be me tonight. It looks like everyone else is busy or has stuff to do. So this is gonna be me tonight for Rampage. Should be a great night for Rampage. I feel like it's a stacked night. Maybe not for the women. Jade Cargill and Leela Gray versus two jobbers, I suppose. But we got Jungle Boy versus Ethan Page from the thumbnail. Brian Cage versus Willie Mack. As you know, I love Brian Cage, so that's the match I'm looking forward to the most. Action Andretti versus Daniel Garcia, I believe, tonight. Looks like we're kicking off with Jungle Boy versus Ethan Page. Guess Ethan Page isn't getting an entrance. I'm guessing they did that on YouTube. Normally they put the entrances on YouTube who they didn't show. I'm not sure who I'm going to go for in this match. I'm going to go Ethan Page in this match. I doubt Ethan Page wins, but I'm going Ethan Page. Matt Hardy and Isaiah Cassidy is out with him, so never know what's going to happen. Jungle Hook. Hookhausen didn't last too long, so I don't know how Jungle Hook will last. It was more of a gimmicky thing that wasn't intended to last long. What do you guys think for everyone watching? Into the comments. Ethan, thanks for watching. It's me, just the guy, I guess. How much are you most looking forward to tonight? I said earlier, Brian Cage versus Willie Mack is the match I'm most looking forward to tonight. Coog, thanks for watching. Thanks for doing this live watch along. I can get enough. AEW. I'm more addicted to than him. Star Trek are addicted for you. Yeah, I never really watched Star Trek. Well, I've watched it years ago, but I was more a Star Wars person than Star Trek. Star Trek is more realistic, like in the real world. But I was more in Star Wars, I'd say. Looks like Jungle Boy and Hooker. Yeah, this should be a very good match. Dan hasn't tweeted he's going for Ethan for his match. Yeah, so yeah, Ethan Page might not win if Danhausen's going after him. Stokely Hathaway is out there. What is he doing out here? No, because maybe Ethan Page, he's with the firm. Is that even a thing still? Because like they haven't really done anything with that really, like really heavily pushed that. Like the Guns are doing their own thing. Ethan Page is doing his own thing with Matt Hardy and everyone, and Isaiah Cassidy. Big Bill's the only one with Stokely, so I don't know what they're doing with that really. There's I felt like the group was doomed to begin with. It's not a group I would have put together. Um, who do you guys got in this match? I personally, as I said earlier, I got Ethan Page winning this match. I believe Ethan Page could be a TNT champion, All Elite champion. He could probably be an AEW World Champion in years to come. He's a great heel. Him and MJF would have been a good match. Personally, I would have done at Revolution MJF versus Ethan Page versus Ricky Starks, but that's not happening now because it's Danielson and MJF. But MJF Danielson should be pretty good. I have Brian Danielson becoming the AEW World Champion in 2025. Actually, I mean, no, I have Brian Danielson beating MJF for the AEW World Title in 2024's Revolution. MJF wins this year at Revolution 2024. Brian Danielson wins it. and he could lose it at Double or Nothing the next pay-per-view if they wanted to. I believe he should hold some gold in AEW. At some point, he should win some type of gold. Hmm. Hello, thanks for watching. What was your favorite Jay Briscoe match? We actually talked about a lot about Jay Briscoe last night on Talking Elite. If you guys like to go back and watch that, you can go to our channel and it was episode 7 last night for the All Elite for Talking Elite. We talked about uh, the AEW pandemic era and Jay Briscoe at the very end. Um, but uh, my favorite Jay Briscoe match is Jay Briscoe versus Adam Cole. Um, I believe it was in 2017, 2018, but they also went against each other on a regular TV episode. But that was my favorite Jay Briscoe match, along with Mark Briscoe, him against Cody. There was a lot of other good matches that Jay Briscoe had in Ring of Honor. What's on the line for Rampage tonight? Right now we got Jungle Boy versus Ethan Page. Brian Cage is wrestling tonight against Willie Mack. Jade Cargill, Lula Grace in action against two jobbers, most likely. It's going to be a 2-minute match, tops. And Action Andretti versus Daniel Garcia. They've been promoting this since last Friday. They normally don't promote Rampage matches out far ahead, so I'm assuming that will be the main event tonight. Rampage is not live tonight. They are taped tonight. This is from Fresno, California, where we're at. It's Wednesday. I wish Rampage would go live more. One thing is that when they go live, their ratings go down typically. But here lately, Rampage's ratings have been up pretty good. They've done pretty good in their ratings. 500,000. That's not a good number, but for Rampage it is. Crossbody. Clothesline. A lariat. That's what Excalibur calls it, a lariat. Not a clothesline anymore, which is kind of like a clothesline, but suplex. No. But since Moxley's out right now, I'm assuming on vacation. I don't think they're going to continue Hangman and Moxley throughout Revolution. He wasn't on Dynamite last Wednesday, and what Renee said, they basically kind of written him off written him off TV for the time being, which he went a long time without a vacation. So Jungle Boy is second for the most wins in AEW. And Jungle Boy was out for a while. Moxley could just tally those wins up, but now since Moxley's out for a little bit, since he's out for a little bit, maybe Jungle Boy can tally up some wins and get close to him, and Moxley and Jungle Boy can have a match against each other to see who gets 100 wins in AEW. At first, Jungle Boy was beating him by a lot. Uh, Ooh, that was a good cutter. Um, the really medical update today on Jace Brothers hard to read, but they're hoping for the very best for them and family. I haven't heard anything. I know one of his daughters couldn't feel her legs, possibly. That's what I read. Uh, and one had back surgery, I believe. I've seen that they're both stable, but they're still asking for prayers and stuff. But I haven't read anything. I'm assuming that was the update today. I'm not for sure though. But I hope his family or his two daughters are doing better. Um, how different matches on Rampage and Dynamite. Um, I don't know how to put that. Jungle Boy picks up the win. Kind of went to the distraction by Matt Hardy. Uh, I think he tried to cheat. Matt Hardy did and get Ethan Page to win, but it backfired and Jungle Boy rolled him over for the pin with Hook's distraction. Uh, I didn't know Hook and Ethan Page was going to feud again. They were going to feud. But the difference between down at Rampage, Rampage matches aren't as. Sometimes they can be pretty stacked, but sometimes, like on Dynamite, you'll get I don't know, more of a bigger card, but on Rampage, you'll get like Orange Cassidy versus QT Marshall, Matt Hardy versus Ethan Page, Private Party versus The Acclaim, some stuff like that. Rampage is for younger guys, typically. Uh, but I don't know the main difference for the women is there's more on for the women's Rampage matches. It's normally all squash matches for the women on Rampage. They not all the time, but on Rampage, it's normally like Jade Cargill in a 2 minute match. Sometimes on Dynamite they do as well. I feel like on Dynamite and Rampage, they should be putting their best women on both shows, not Marina Shafir, Jade Cargill. Like I know Jade Cargill's the champion, so that's probably an exception. But like they don't need to be putting all these inexperienced women. You know, they have a stacked women's roster. They have good women that's TV ready. Athena, Ruby Soho, Penelope Ford. I don't know where she's been. I think she's injured though. Uh, yeah, we got Brian Cage and Blue Mac tonight. That should be a very good match. Jade Cargill, Leela Gray. Um, wrestlers on Rampage, not really. They have the TBS title on Dynamite, like they don't have the TNT. Like you think the TNT title would be more on Rampage because it's on TNT Rampages, and the TBS would be on Dynamite, but it's the exact opposite. Uh, but here lately, I would say the House of Black has been more on Rampage, and Eddie Kingston has. They've been on Rampage more. They've been on Rampage more. Um, and guys like MJF has never wrestled on Rampage. He's never been out on Rampage. He's never cut a promo. He's never been on commentary. He's never done anything on Rampage. Uh, there's some other wrestlers who hasn't done anything on Rampage. He's the main one I can think of that has not wrestled a match or anything. Uh, Everyone else has Wardlow, Sting, uh, Cody when he was in AEW, Sammy, Scorpio. Speaking of Scorpio, he's cleared to wrestle, but AEW hasn't done anything for him. Well, he's pretty bad. But they signed so many people that you can't use anyone. But I don't get the logic of signing more people knowing you don't have spots for everyone. And Tony's already admitted to this that he doesn't have enough spots for people. So why do you keep spending more money signing more people? I feel like right now, if they're going to be signing anyone, it should be for Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor should be starting up pretty soon, which Tony said at the last Ring of Honor media scrum that in January they would have some type of announcement for when. Well, it's always going to be on Honor Club, the our weekly series, but when, what day, and all that stuff. I believe they could have got Ring of Honor on TV, but Tony didn't want to. It was freezing up. I hope I'm getting y'all's end. But yeah, for Ring of Honor, I'd start signing more people to Ring of Honor. Like Willie Mack, I hope they don't sign him to AEW. He'll get lost in the shuffle as fast as he got signed. But Ring of Honor, they're going to need people because if Ring of Honor, if WB didn't want Jericho on Ring of Honor, now who's to say they're not going to want any of the other guys on there either? So you need to start signing exclusively ROH people. I'm really curious to see how Claudio Castagnoli. I don't think he's not a bigger name as Jericho, but how that's going to go down. Here lately, he's just been in tag matches with Yuta and Dark here lately. Some comments. Coog, nice Jungle Hook versus Page and Hardy. Yeah, that'd be a good match. Jungle Hook versus Page, and yeah, that should be a pretty good match. If they put it on Dynamite, that should be. Christian and Preston too. Yeah, they haven't really done much with Roosh, and what we've seen that Preston turned down Dark Order, and all that, but they haven't really followed up on any kind of story with that. Like they haven't done anything with the Dark Order. They haven't done Preston versus Dark. They haven't done anything with that. Or trying to put ROH on Tuesday nights versus yeah, they could take. I think they could do really well against NXT. NXT is not. They're not like they used to be. Even though Triple H is in charge of basically of things, it's not gotten any better. People like to think that WWE's gotten so much better since Triple H has taken over, but it hasn't. There's still, it seems the same, except a few matches are more high paced. Some matches are better. Some storylines are better. Just little things, nothing major has changed in WWE. So I think ROH could take Tuesday nights or Thursday nights. Obviously, Wednesdays and Fridays are out. So at least Monday, Tuesday, and Thursdays. That's the 3 days of the week it leaves. Probably nothing in the coming months. Well, which is unfortunate. They want to continue to sign more people, and they don't want to use people they have, like Miro, who's one of the best TNT champions, I think. They just don't get that. Like I think Miro versus Kenny Omega will be a good match. It's an unthinkable match. Like Miro versus Kenny Omega, Miro versus MJF. That would be a good championship match. Like they got stuff they can do, and sometimes the fans, like us, can make better booking than the current boss in AEW, which is pretty bad. We got Eddie Kingston and Ortiz out here. Yeah, and last Friday, Eddie Kingston basically cost them the match against the House of Black, or the Kings of Black, Brody King and Malachi Black. David, thanks for watching. I want Santana and Ortiz back too. I hope they're able to sell their differences out. And come back and win the tag titles, which is now Eddie Kingston turns on Ortiz. Well, partnership is no more. Excalibur, there's no more partnership in this. Hopefully Santana comes back and saves his brother, Darby Allin. See what Darby's got to say. Who do you guys think should go against Darby Allin next for TNT title? House of Black.
Looks like you guys returned.
Who's he going to challenge from House of Black?
Buddy, this isn't about open challenges per se. It's about proving something to myself. I gotta prove to myself that I can beat every single member of the House of Black. So you don't have to say anything. You don't have to issue the challenge to me. I'm issuing the challenge to you.
He hasn't beaten Malachi Black, has he? He's beaten Brody, I think. Darby Allin versus Buddy Matthews. That should be a very good match. I don't want them to keep on burying the House of Black members. They don't like to use them for championship matches or anything. They've never challenged for basically anything. They were close for the trios title, but they never even got a shot at that. They had the Dark Order beat them, which was pretty bad. I don't think Dark Order should have beaten House of Black, but that is what it is. But I want Buddy Matthews to win. But Darby's probably obviously going to win, probably. Got Brian Cage versus Willie Mack next. As you guys know, this is the match I'm looking forward to the most. Yeah, he slammed that Ortiz pretty hard. Glad, God, I love AEW because they bring in best talent from Japan, Mexico, and to U.S. fans while they're working with promotions overseas. Yeah, they're bringing a lot of people here lately. Kushida, which is this Wednesday. They brought Suzuki in. Well, past. They brought in a few other people. There was who's the guy? You guys might know who I'm talking about. Coog, you might know. Who was the guy that went against John Moxley at All Out 2021? I can't remember his name, but he was very good. It was the same night that Suzuki debuted in AEW. They also had another Japanese guy. He wrestled in WCW, and he went against Moxley for the world. I'm not sure what title he challenged for. I want to say the AEW world title, but I want to say no. I know Moxley beat him, I think. Mm, Brian F. and Cage, yep. It should be a very good match. Brian Cage versus Willie Mack, which Underground Days. Yeah, they had a match on a Dark Elevation out of all shows, and they put on a very good match. And I guess Tony Khan felt that they deserved. Uh, well, yeah, that Tony Khan thought that they should deserve a match on TV. Um, but I really hope every tonight they don't have an all elite graphic as Willie Mack. It's not that I don't like the guy. They got so many people that is not getting used, like Scorpio Sky, Lance Archer, Miro, um, Butcher, and Blade, and Helico, uh, Aaron Solo. There's so many guys who's not getting used. Uh, and I get they want to bring people from other promotions and overseas and that stuff, but eventually you got to start focusing on your own talent. Um, like I want to see guys like Miro, Lance Archer, especially Lance Archer. He's had a few good matches in AEW with Moxley, Cody, Miro, Hangman. His match against Ricky Starks on Rampage is pretty good, but I feel like he could be getting a bigger push than what he's gotten. Sean Spears, well, he won't be back. He even said himself he won't be back anytime soon, which his kid was born uh, 3 days ago. Uh, so he won't be back anytime soon. But if they get Santana back, they gotta push Santana and Ortiz better. In Impact Wrestling, Santana and Ortiz and Lucha Bros had a very great feud. Uh, I thought they should have done that for the tag titles. I would have had Lucha Bros lose to Santana and Ortiz, and Jurassic Express beat Santana and Ortiz. Um, oh, did like slam Willie Mack against the apron. That's not a soft. It's not a soft place to land. Uh, Kojima, Kojima. What else how you pronounce his name? Kojima, Moxley. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He was very good. He wrestled on Impact Wrestling, I believe, a little bit too. Brian Cage is awesome. Yeah, I like Brian Cage. Brian Cage has got a Briscoe armband. Yeah, it is kind of, yeah, we talked about last night that WB uh like they called off any Jay Briscoe tribute show, anything. All they got to do was do they showed this picture before the show, and everyone had the armbands, and that was really all they could do. But after the show on Wednesday, uh, the fans got a quadruple header. Basically, they got Dark Elevation before Dynamite. They got Dynamite. They got Rampage. Then after tonight's Rampage or taping for Rampage, they got there was a tribute show. It was a Ring of Honor tribute show for Jay Briscoe. Uh, they took all the Rampage. They took all the AEW stuff down. And they put Ring of Honor stuff. Uh, and they had a little tribute show for Jay Briscoe, and it's going to be released on Honor Club and YouTube for free. Which Honor Club is not free. It's $9.99 per month, but that includes the entire ROH library, and the weekly ROH show will be on there as well. But if you don't have Honor Club, it's going to be on the AEW YouTube, the Ring of Honor YouTube channel for free, so you can watch the tribute show whenever they have that out. And also that they're going to have multiple tribute shows, so hopefully that they do multiple tribute shows for Jay Briscoe. And I'd imagine Supercard of Honor, the pay per view, they'll do something. They'll do a 10 bell salute or something more. Which then again, he never wrestled for AEW, which Tony Khan tried his hardest to get the Briscoes in AEW in some capacity, but it was. I believe the Young Bucks talked about it today too, but it was not. It just wasn't possible. He did everything he could, but WB was not going to go for it. Uh, This has been a pretty good match with Brian Cage and Willie Mack. This has been a pretty good match. I will see CM Punk back soon. I do too. It's not been the same without him. But looks like Tony Khan's put him on ice right now. But there has, but there's also been no thoughts of or anything of them wanting to release him. So he's not going to get used right now because obviously he is injured still, despite the suspension that they may have on him. He's still injured, so he'll be out regardless. So whenever he gets cleared, maybe I think he'd be maybe 2 or 3 months, and he'll be back. It was August last year. It was September. It was September last year. Yes, part of September, October, November, December, January. It's 4.5 months, 5 months. And his injury is at least 7, 9 months. But they said his injury was doing very good, so I think he'll be back pretty soon. Who should beat MJF? I said this earlier. I think MJF should have the entire year this year. Uh, beat everyone. His next challenge is Danielson. But I think that he's going to have to make a few more title defenses on Dynamite. He's going to wrestle a little bit more for this to work. But regardless, he's had a great title reign so far. He's only defended it against Ricky Starks. He's only wrestled 3 matches since he's been back. Since he returned it all out, he wrestled Wheeler Yuta. He wrestled Moxley and Starks, and that's been it. He doesn't wrestle on a normal basis, but I would have MJF beat Danielson, have him beat to put Moxley. You can put him against Moxley again, Jungle Boy. There's all kinds of guys I could put him against. Action Andretti, maybe. Trying to think of more people they could put him against. Miro. There's a lot of guys I could put him against, and him be this unbeatable person. Oh, Brian Cage was an F5. No, I thought it was going to be it for a second. But I got Danielson beating MJF at Revolution 2024. Then I got I've been right on every AEW World Champion in order. I said Jericho's going to win it. I said Moxley, Mega, I've been right on every single one of them. So I got who was a good kick by Brian Cage? We're going for your power driver, power bomb. Turn him over, kick in the face. The drill claw. That's a Brian Cage picks up the win. The drill claw is kind of like a power driver, but it's also like a suplex. You're picking them up and you're slamming them down, kind of like a power driver kind of move. That was a very good match. I thought that was a decent match. Brian Cage proves again he can go in the ring. But on Wednesday we got Brian Cage versus Bryan Danielson. Obviously, Bryan Danielson's probably going to win it because they have him in these matches. The first match was against Takeshita. Wednesday was Bandito. Now it's going to be Brian Cage. They'll probably have at least a few more, like 2 or 3 more. And if he wins all these, he'll go against MJF at Revolution in a 60-minute Ironman match. Yeah, I think obviously Danielson's going to win all these. Talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars. They won by 1 point their last game against I can't remember who they beat. But that's Tony Khan's team or his dad's team. But Tony has stakes into the football team as well. And you get Jade and Lila Gray next. They don't have to have this match. They could just put this match on Dark if they wanted to, and they could have had Ruby Soho versus Britt Baker or something. They could have something else. Uh, who will be Brian Cage's next opponent? I don't know. I know he'll definitely be wrestling at the Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor because he's part of the 6-man eight. He's part of 6-man ROH tag 6-man champions in ROH, basically trios. So he'll wrestle there. I don't know who he'll wrestle against, but he'll wrestle a few more times on Dark maybe, and he'll wrestle on Dynamite or Rampage some more. Yeah, see who wants to watch this? I know it's an hour show, and this is the only women's match we're having on the show, and this gonna be this. But I think Jade should have definitely not been. I don't think she's championship ready. I don't care what people say. She's not. Uh, I can't think of one memorable match for her entire reign as champion. There have all been lackluster against Kira Hogan, Sky Blue, which Sky Blue could have probably beaten her on Battle of the Belts 5. But Will Nightingale 2 times, Nyla Rose, Marina Shavir, Leela Gray, all these underwhelming people. But they won't put her against someone like Serena Deeb or Jamie Hayter, Britt Baker, Sheeta. They put her against Athena All Out, and it was like a 3-minute match. I was at that show for All Out, and it was a very underwhelming match. I thought it would have been a really good match with Athena in it, but it was the exact opposite. Uh, all right, Jay's tagged in. Let's see how this goes. I feel they're gonna wait till Chris Statlander comes back to beat her, and I'm pretty sure at Revolution it's gonna be Jade Cargill versus Red Velvet. Another underwhelming type match. But Red Velvet is a better competitor. She is a better wrestler than Jade Cargill. Uh, she can actually go in the ring, and I feel like Red Velvet is TV ready, and she can go in the ring and she can be on TV. I don't think she's not. Um, Sometimes the looks can over. How I say it? Basically, what I'm trying to say is the belt is making Jade. Uh, she doesn't make the belt. The TBS title is making Jade. Without the TBS title, she wouldn't be anything. So the title is making Jade. Got Leela Gray. She's actually pretty decent. Leela Gray. I don't know if she signed AEW, but she's decent. Jade wasn't even in this match hardly. Yeah, that's one thing about Rampage is normally, not always, but last Friday we got Ruby Soho and Will Nightingale versus Tay Conti and Tay J basically, which was a not a predictable match. It was a very bloody match, very good match. But following week we get something like this. You know, this is how things are sometimes. Not always on Rampage, but uh, she's 49-0. So we're in January. Revolution's in March, beginning of March. So they may put it Real Velvet and Jade at Revolution. I don't know. I don't know if they'll put it off that far because we're still got the whole month of February. So I'd imagine they maybe have Jade wrestle one more tag match to get 50, maybe. I don't know, but we'll see. I think they're gonna wait for Chris Statlander to come back to win the title off of her, which I wouldn't do that because an ACL tear is not something you can just come back from easily. Uh, she's done it twice now. First time it was the one knee she tore the ACL, and now it's the opposite knee. So she can say that she's tore both ACLs in both her legs, which is not a good thing. But they got as a woman that they could have beat Jade. You know, Ruby Soho, Hikaru Shida. Uh, there's there's people that they got. Honestly, at this point, I'd like to see Red Velvet beat beat Jade. Anyone except Marina Shavir. I don't want to get into Marina Shavir, but you know what I mean about all that. But all the Jade stuff is more normally underwhelming, as always. That's nothing new. No. So the main event should be Action Andrade versus Daniel Garcia. So match it's 9:42. So yes, the final match we got tonight, which should be a very good match. I think tonight's Rampage has been a very good Rampage. I'll give it a 7 out of 10 so far. I gave Dynamite a 7 out of 10. Um, so let's see what I'll give it. What I'll give Rampage. I'll make that decision after the main event, though. Commercial. Who do you guys? If CM Punk did come back, you think it should go straight to the Elite MFTR, or should CM Punk go where he left off against MJF? Because where he left off at All Out, which that draws ratings. That draws like I could see, and I'd like to see MJF and Punk in a feud the whole year, and I believe they could keep it interesting. Mark Henry. I like how they changed it up a little bit, where Mark Henry's in the it's time for the main event. They've changed it up. Yeah, actually, Dresden beat. Well, because Stark says he's beat Jericho and Hager now. I wonder if they'll have Hager versus, I mean, Starks versus Guevara next on Dynamite. But don't get me wrong, FTR and CM Punk versus the Elite just that'd be an amazing feud. But I don't think they should just go straight in there. I don't think they should just go right back into it just because of the controversy. Um, which MJF and CM Punk can draw ratings, and that's what AEW needs is ratings. Uh, so, let's see, we got 10 people in here. Wow. Jacko Robertson, thanks for watching. I guess depending on where you're from, it's morning time for you. So good morning. Where are you from, Robertson? Mr. Jacobs. Yeah, Mr. Jacobs couldn't make it tonight, but he's always on Mondays. He's on most in any of us. He's on every show. But but uh, but Mr. Jacobs will be back on Monday or Wednesday or like whatever we do. But thanks for stopping by, Mr. Jacobs. And yeah, Coog said earlier, Jungle Hook versus Ethan Page and Matt Hardy. Uh, yep, TNT champion Darby Allin versus House of Black's Blake Matthews. That's gonna be a tough match. Oh, this is an interesting match. Triple threat women's match on Dynamite. Tony Storm versus Ruby Soho versus Britt Baker. Well, we haven't had a triple threat women's match ever, have we? I can't remember one triple threat women's match that we've had. I know we've had a fatal four way. Jericho and Sammy versus Starks and Andrade. Should be good. Seeing if I should pick up where we left off. Can you story? I agree. I mean, just because of the controversy doesn't mean you have to go immediately into that. I think if they continue the story where they left off with MJF and they could switch roles, they could do more with the story. And before when they feuded, it wasn't for a title. Now it's for a title. So now it's just, the stakes are even higher. Robertson, Royal Rumble man match 2023. John Cena, Randy Orton. No, you think The Rock's gonna be number 30? Could be. I know he said today that he wasn't. He doesn't think that he would be ring. I guess he wouldn't be ready for a WrestleMania match, but there's no way you can make me believe that The Rock couldn't be in shape. He's in tremendous shape, and he does all the stuff he does. But it could be a swerve altogether. This build up to the ex-Fed women versus homegrown AEW women is pretty good. The question is, who will make the homegrown AEW women's team? I smell a blood and guts match. Yeah, I could see this happening. They could do this at AEW Revolution. I don't know where else they do it, but I feel like that would be a great. Obviously, there wouldn't be a women's title match, but if they want to do it on a special dynamite, they could do that. That would be very good. So far, Tony Storm and Saraya would be the ex WWE. They could do Athena, Ruby Soho, and who else is from WWE and AEW? I would say Serena D, but I don't know. She hasn't been on there in a while. Saraya, Tony, Athena, Ruby. I'm missing someone. Let me go on to the AEW roster. I'm missing someone. I don't see Serena D on either one of these teams or even in this match. I don't see it. But for the homegrown AEW women, Britt Baker, obviously she was the first time woman wrestler in AEW. Jamie Hayter, Hikaru Shida. I would say Willow Nightingale, but she really isn't home. Well, she was established in Ring of Honor, I feel like, but Ring of Honor isn't as big as AEW. But I could see them putting her on the homegrown side. Going down the roster here, and Thunder Rosa, she wasn't in WWE though, so that wouldn't work. But she could be on the homegrown side. But I don't see Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa on the same team. I don't see that. But she should be clear pretty soon, so I could see her in that type of match. I don't know. This may be where I hate to say it, but Mercedes Moan or whatever she's called now could debut on the WWE side. Oh yeah, Riho could be on the homegrown. Thunder Rosa. I don't know if she could be on the home. I suppose she was established in NWA, but I think AEW just put her to that next level. So yeah, I'd say. But I don't want Sasha Banks and AEW. I think they're perfectly fine without her. I think they got a pretty good women's roster as is. I think someone like Lady Frost for AEW will be very good. She was in Impact Wrestling. Uh, Mercedes Martinez was in WWE, but would people actually remember her from WWE compared to Tony Storm, Saraya, and Ruby Soho and Athena? Would they even remember her? Yeah, Chris Statlander could be on the Statlander could be on the homegrown side. So I guess homegrown Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, Sheeta, Thunder Rosa, and Chris Statlander. But it's gonna be kind of odd seeing seeing Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker on the same team, uh, as they don't like each other in real life and they don't like each other character wise either. Uh, XW women, obviously they could have starting out Tony, Saraya, Ruby Soho, Athena. There's missing that one more person. I don't see Serena D being in it because she hasn't been on TV in a while. That doesn't mean they can't put her in it, but I don't know if I try not to remember her character in WWE, Serena D, but I don't like to remember that character. I believe the first Nyla. Yeah, that would make that'd make the team right there. But I think they'd put Jamie Hayter in that match since she's the current women's champion in AEW. I feel like they'd put her in that match. Rio, if she could, I think Yuka Sakazaki's back in the U.S. She's supposed to be going against Athena pretty soon for the ROH Women's Championship. That's what it looks like, but it's hard to get Rio and Yuka Sakazaki in anything. I think they're contracted, signed by AEW, but they come and go, which is hard to use someone in anything. But Rio would be good in Blood and Guts match. That'd be weird. She's very small. Seeing her in a Blood and Guts match would be very interesting. But they got lots of choices. That fifth person for the WWE side of things, like if we're doing ex WWE versus homegrown, yeah, Penelope and Money are homegrown as well. They got plenty of people to choose from the homegrown side, but that fifth woman on the ex WWE side, I don't know who they'd put right there. I would say Mercedes Martinez, but I don't think people would even know that she was even in WWE. I believe that she was in the Retribution, but I don't like to remember that either. She was in NXT, I believe, for a little bit. But Mercedes Martinez was in AEW before she was WWE. She was at All Out 2019 in the Casino Battle Royal. So she was in AEW before she was ever in WWE. Thanks for watching, Terrell. Happy New Year's to you as well. We're in January. It's in January. Happy New Year to you as well. I don't know. Everyone in the comments, who do you guys think should be in the first ever women's Blood and Guts match? If we're doing, like Kook said, if we're doing ex WWE women versus homegrown AEW women, who's your 5? Well, who's your 10 women on each side? Like, who's your 5 for each team? But that looks about the way they're going. When Tony Storm told Athena that these homegrown talents hasn't done what we've done. Yeah, I could see. Yeah, I could see Mercedes Monet, whatever she's being called, in that match. I would hope it's just a one night thing. I really don't think she's looking for a full time commitment. Because she's not even looking for a full time commitment in New Japan. She wants to take the title everywhere. If she wins it, so that's already seen right there that she's not going to be in New Japan full time. But I think they'll maybe just a one night appearance or a few dates would be good. Oh, Netbreaker. It's a pretty good match. This is a pretty good move. Based on if they got AJ Lee for the ex WWE side. Oh, that was a thing catching, but I'm not used to seeing Daniel Garcia in leather pants. I'm used to seeing him in trunks, wrestling trunks, not leather pants. Uh-oh. Moonsault. Action Andretti is very talented. His first match was against QT Marshall on Dark Elevation. He got a standing ovation. And Jericho seen that, and he's like, we got to sign him. Then his match against Jericho, it seemed like a squash match at first. It's gonna be a squash match, but no, it lasted another minute, and then it led into Action Andretti beating Jericho. It was a very big shocker. He's something special, for sure. He's gonna be. I believe he'll be a future AEW World Champion. Give it 5-6 years, maybe not even that. I never know. New was Senton, the Netbreaker. So this is a prime example of AEW using their young talent very good. In this main event, Action Andretti or Daniel Garcia, that they're focusing on their younger talent right here. But Rampage has kind of been like that. Tonight they used Bronca is not a younger talent, I wouldn't say. Ethan Page, that wouldn't go too good. Ethan Page and Jungle Boy. I don't know Ethan Page, but Jungle Boy's a younger talent. But AEW does the best job at focusing on the younger talent than what WWE does, for sure. Oh, that shot by Garcia was pretty good. That was a good move by Daniel Garcia. Yeah, he's pretty took he didn't get that 3. Fans wanted to win storyline. That's a hell of a storyline that TK is putting together. Yeah, that would definitely be something for the women's division to get them to that next level. Like WWE would never let their women bleed or anything on purpose. If it's done, it's done on like Nia Jax intentionally. But AEW does it not all the time, but they do it in special occasions. Pretty good rollovers. I think Moxley bleeds a lot, but I think they should, when they bleed, make it a very good. Oh, he missed it. Actually, missed that whole thing, but wow, actually Andretti beat Garcia in the same move that he beat Jericho in. Was that kind of like a rolling, a running flip type move? Jericho and Samuel on commentary too. Dynamite looks pretty good. Showing the card Jericho and Sammy versus Dreddy and Starks. Darby versus Buddy Matthews TNT title. Brian Danielson versus Brian Cage. We got the triple threat women's match. Tony Storm, Britt Baker, and Ruby Soho. That should be a very good women's match. That could be main event caliber if they wanted to, but something tells me the main event will be Darby Allin versus Buddy Matthews. Nothing wrong with that because it's a championship match. Garcia and Andrade are good. Love action. Yeah, that was a very good match. What else match? That was a really good match. Prime example of AEW showcasing their women's talent. I mean, women's talent. They're showcasing their younger talent the best. WWE's still stuck on Roman Reigns, bringing back, guys like Stone Cold, The Rock. There's nothing wrong against those guys, but it's time for them to focus on, like, I swear, if Vince comes back and jumps right into Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns again, I'm gonna flip out. But I don't even watch that stuff to even flip out over. But prime example, AEW showcasing their younger talent the best. Now tonight, I would give the episode match quality was very good. They had storyline building with Eddie Kingston and them. They had storyline building with Ethan Page and Matt Hardy. Jungle Hook, that story building. Downfall, I'd give it was a women's match. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I'm actually going to give it a higher number than I did Dynamite, which Dynamite was good. They had several good matches, Bandito and Danielson. Top Flight and Young Bucks was pretty good. Top Flight with the upset, but I'll give Rampage the edge. I'll give him a 7, 8. I'll give him 8 out of 10. So about 7.5 out of 10, but I'm going to give him 8 out of 10. Hopefully Rampage's ratings stay steady. He's really been getting 500K, so hopefully they can stay there and work their way up to a 600K mark rating. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Rampage. Very good episode, Rampage. It was just me tonight, but thank you for everyone that commented. A lot of people commented tonight. So thank you for keeping everything interesting and keeping questions going, keeping the conversation going. Yeah, we'll be back Monday probably for our WCW reactions. We normally our WCW Nitro. We just reacted to Starrcade 95, so we'll react to the next 2 Dynamite. We'll react to the next 2 Nitro episodes after that. Then we'll get into the next pay-per-view. We're doing it in chronological order. That'll be Monday, and then Wednesday we will do our Dynamite. Thursday talking late and Rampage. Like tonight. Then we'll also have 2 uploads in one day with the Booking Elite and our draft series that me and Lane has put together. An AEW draft should be out pretty soon. Yeah, check out the All Elite Zone in the link description below. Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Spotify and Podbean. I should have a lot more Spotify stuff going on there. Coog, well, thank you for coming. If it wasn't for you guys, it probably would have been very, very, very boring with just me on here. But thank you for everyone that commented, including you, Coog. Like here lately, you've been commenting a lot of our stuff, and I appreciate you commenting on our programming, I guess. And make sure you subscribe to All Elite Zone right here on YouTube. If you haven't already, or if you're watching on Spotify, if you're watching on Twitch, no one watches on Twitch, but if you are subscribed to our YouTube channel, about 3.5 subscribers. Our goal at the end of the year is 1,000. We're only in January, so but yeah, we will see you guys Monday for our WCW Nitro reaction.